Quite excited.
Yeah. All right.
Hi, Farhan.
Hello.
Hi. You know, the show is supposed to be super nostalgic, but this sort of feels futuristic to me. I've never spoken to a tape recorder.
Right. I would not also recommend you speak to a tape recorder for fear that somebody may have to take you to some specialist of some kind. Should we press play?
Yes,
All
come
right.
Farhan Akhtar and Bhumi Pednekar. Welcome to TapeCast. We're excited to hear you talk about your family, career, choices, and more. Bhumi, will you please begin?
Sure. It's this way, right? Yeah, okay.
Farhan, you once said that everything I do is gauged under the shadow of Dil Chahta Hai. Is that the downside of making your debut with such a groundbreaking film? And do you measure your own work against it?
Please keep these questions to yourself. Well, the thing is, I feel like even you, the kind of start that you got in the industry, it was a landmark film. It was a new kind of film. It ushered in a new sensibility. And when you have that, somehow that shadow does loom, over stuff that you do. So be it films, especially the ones that I've directed since, which are 3 films. No matter what I make, people always come up and be like, when will you make something like Dil Chahta Hai again?
Yeah.
So as much as the love is appreciated, of course, you're always thankful for that. It's somehow, I think, a part of the journey that, you also want to kind of like move on and do different things, no? As you would imagine. But it is difficult to get away from
I
things that
remember,
leave such a memory.
you know Shanu, right?
Yeah.
So between Shanu and I, we have this thing because you had this character Subodh in your film.
Oh, yes.
Who gives this one balloon. So every time we
Right.
come across a boy who's a Subodh has become a thing in our life.
Right.
If he's a Subodh, it's not going to happen.
I must tell you about this guy called Subodh. He's actually a friend of mine called Asad. Right?
You have screwed him.
No, but the thing
You
is,
made him
I must
Subodh.
tell you why. It was in 1996. He was studying in the US. So I went to the US just on a trip to meet my family and friends. And I went and visited him at the University of Bakersfield, is where he was studying. And he had created a plan for us to travel from Bakersfield to San Francisco and
No
to Vegas
way.
and all that stuff.
It was in detail.
And it was completely detailed.
love that.
And when we went to Frisco, I loved the place. I'd never been before. And I was like, can we stay here for another day or two? He's like, no, we have to be in Santa Barbara by 5 p.m. because I've organized one dinner there with some friends. So I was like, I have to get back to this guy, for torturing me. on this trip. So the character was written keeping him in mind. And that's the only role he's ever played in his life.
But tell me something. Are you going to direct soon? As an actor, I'm asking you that.
Yeah.
Are you going to direct soon?
This is why I stay away from actors. This is the only question I want to keep asking.
You can't do that.
I stay home with my kids. They don't ask me all these questions. Dad, when will you direct next? But the thing is that it is something that I do enjoy doing.
Right.
So it's bound to happen again. Also, you feel like when you're working, like as you are, there's a certain momentum that comes in
Right.
with things that are coming your way.
Right.
You wonder if I say no now, would a similar opportunity come
Yeah.
up again? So it's always that kind of battle, that's going on. There's, like 2-3 films that I've always fantasized about making, but I will come around to them because those are not, they're not time bound.
Correct.
Those aren't.
So it's not a shut chapter for you. It's
no, not at
definitely
all.
something
Not
that...
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
That's nice.
And now, should I ask you something?
Yes.
I think do not play sounds of music.
I'm a little nervous about
Why
Do Not
about
Play.
Do Not Play?
What is it going to have?
It's going to have roles that
Is
you
it-
should stay away from.
Hi Bhumi, my question to you is, you underwent body transformation post Dum Laga Ke Aisha. Do you feel like a different person after such a crazy metamorphosis? कैसे कर लेते हो आप? And कैसे किया आपने? Please enlighten us.
But see, Ayushman, if you know me at all, you know that I don't feel any different about myself. I swear, I didn't realize how much weight I'd gained until I watched Dum Laga Ke Aisha.
Right.
Because nothing in my life had changed. I somehow fit into my old clothes. They just became shorter and
Right.
super tight, but I felt extremely sexy even then. Even now when I watch Dum Laga Ke Aisha, there's certain places I'm like, oh my God, you're looking so sexy. Because I just felt it.
Right.
I didn't feel differently. People didn't treat me differently
Right.
around me. But I didn't feel differently at all. Like, everything was same. I was still partying. I was balling it. I was traveling. I've done nothing in my life had changed. And it was actually very refreshing because generally, when you gain weight, the kind of attention you get from the opposite sex, people think might reduce. That didn't happen. So I was really balling it in life. By the end of the film, while I was shooting, I'd gained about 5-7 kgs because I was never not allowed to have a plate of food in front of me.
Right.
Literally by the end of it, and Ayushman then was, I think, 69 or 68 kgs and I had reached 93. And he had to carry me and run, okay? It was a 5-day shoot. Remember, I was like, at it with my Maggie and he's literally come and snatched it from my hand. He said, stop it. I have to carry you. Stop it.
I have a back problem, an emerging back problem.
He would have definitely had one. But...
So you're doing a third film now together?
We are doing a film together. Yeah,
so he's obviously a lot of fun to work with.
He's great fun to work with.
Very sweet.
And the thing is that our first film was so special together. It truly was a very special film that when you work on something that's so amazing, you anyways really form a very thick bond. So Ayushman, my director, we all are very close. We are literally like family. And so answering Ayushman's question, nothing has changed. I don't feel any different about myself even now. I've always thought I'm extremely pretty. I'm very hot. I'm a very intelligent girl. And that's a constant in my life.
Amazing.
And it will be irrespective of anything. Thank you. Okay. So I think I should do a do not play with you as well.
All right, let's do it.
Right? Because this was fun.
Hey Farhan, are we getting married in April or May? Can you please let me know because I'm very confused.
Love it.
Okay.
So do you just want to give a bit of an introduction?
Yes, of course. That was Shivani, who I think is having a lot of fun with a lot of news that's going around currently about us looking for wedding planners, looking for venues.
Are you though?
Huh?
I've turned this into a gossip show.
Well, to answer a question, I don't know, it may be April or April be May.
Smart one. But I must say, I think she's extremely pretty and I love watching her on screen.
Yeah.
She's great fun.
She's very pretty and she's an amazing woman.
I'm sure.
It's been very special last year, that we've kind of been getting to know each other and I couldn't be happier about it. But there is with the social media world again, you're constantly being told about things that you should be doing.
Well, I love your pictures on Instagram.
Oh, do you? Thank you so much.
Sweet.
Thank you,
and they're just so every time I look at them, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So
actually, I must tell you, I've never felt comfortable to share personal stuff like before. But I don't know why. I just feel that somehow with the celebrating of this, it seems very natural to me to be able to do it. I mean, obviously you don't want to go crazy and people are like, please, bus come. We don't want to see these faces anymore. I understand that. But yeah, it feels kind of nice to be able to share that with people, because we're always living so sheltered and you're always so protected and your guards are constantly up. And especially when it comes to people like your partner, in your life. And you don't want people to know. And I just felt like with this, it's not that important. It's nicer to just share it with people, and kind of include them in the joy, and let them be, and let them feel, hopefully, happy. Some might feel a bit jealous that she's with me and they're not.
You're so sweet. That's so sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Very sweet.
Chaliye, my turn?
Yes.
All right. Ooh. The dreaded box office.
What do you do on the Friday of your film's release? Are you in theatres or in temples, or do you just disconnect from the noise?
I can't disconnect. I remember the day Dam Laga Ke Haisha released, I was up at 7 o'clock and I'd party till 5 a.m. because, first film, everybody's going crazy or so passionate. And I was there for the first show and I watched literally one show every day with my director because we both had lost it. So for about 45 days, I was in theatres watching at least one show, crying with the audience, going crazy, laughing. And I pretty much do that for most of my films. I watched Toilet in Chandan 3 times because I realized that's where I'll enjoy the film a lot more,
I don't know if I've gotten better, with releases. I remember when Dil Chahta Hai released, for 3 days I couldn't get out of my house.
Really?
Yeah, I was at home. I was just waiting for people to
Such a
call
cult
me.
film, people were going crazy.
That only happens in retrospect, you realize it's become that film. So when it released, I was just sitting at home. I was waiting for people to call me and let me know what's going on. And then 3 days later, I went to a theatre in Bandra to watch it. And I wanted to, actually, I don't know whether I wanted to kill myself or kill somebody else because there was so much noise in that theatre. You know, and there were like just people opening the door and coming in and going out, and you know, like, you know how it is in theatres. And I was just like, how can people watch a movie like this? You know, and you feel like you've really like done everything that you can, and everyone should sit with rapt attention and be watching this film, and no one should like look at each other or, you know, like kind of glance down at a phone. And it just completely
Children crying.
Yeah,
At times, I literally want to go tell them, listen, please take your kid outside. Yeah, it's such an important moment in my film.
It was traumatic for me. That first time that I went to watch a film that I've made was very, very traumatic. But and I don't think I've eased out at all.
Has it ever happened that you're in the theatre watching your film and there's a certain reaction you expect from your audience, but that doesn't happen?
And that is like, one. And the second thing is at times they react to things that you have no idea that they would react to.
Yeah.
That also does happen. You know, like suddenly they laugh at some place, you're like, but it's a completely it's a completely serious moment. But then I think you realize just in terms of human behavior, if something makes you uncomfortable,
you laugh.
You know, you have to find an escape, I think, from it. So you either laugh or you know, like divert your energy somehow into doing something else.
Because the first time I watched Dam Laga Ke Haisha, I remember the closer to the interval point, Ayushmann slaps me.
Right.
And it's a very heartbreaking moment in the film, and people have gone off the hook laughing. I felt so bad. I was like, how is this funny? She's been physically abused.
You should have waited outside for when they come out of there. If I popcorn, ab haso.
I was damn upset, but then I realized, okay, it's okay.
But you're easing off now with every single release.
I am. Okay, my turn. Social media.
Social media.
For sure.
Farhan, you're very active on Twitter and Instagram. How has social media helped to make you a better artist? And what has it taken away from you?
Well, I go through phases, I think, of being active on social media. I think like anybody else. I'm not someone who's constantly posting what I eat, where I sleep, what I wear. You know, that's not my thing. But I do see it as it's a powerful tool, you know, that you can use to, I mean, most importantly, create awareness about your work.
Right.
That's really how I see it. It's a strange space, actually, you know, because the people I think who follow you, they get what they want to know about your film from many other sources as well. You know, and I think through this one conduit that they have, which is some kind of direct access, you know, to you, that they want to know more about you and what you think and what you feel, you know, about stuff. And that at times comes with a price as well, you know, because I mean, like you said, if you have a strong opinion about something,
many
agree, many don't agree. So there's also great troll armies waiting there to like kind of bring you back.
But do you think like with the kind of change that's happened with social media, your existence kind of depends on that as an actor? Because you have those many million followers, you think that because you know you're also a director, you're a producer, so you have what do you think?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
your
I think
followers really
I think
matter?
there's enough careers the world over that have no social media accounts, you know, who are doing really well for themselves. And there are some people who are only doing well for themselves because they're on social media.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are all kinds of ways of functioning. I think this is something that just makes what you're comfortable with. I don't think that if you leave social media, your career is going to suffer.
Right.
I really don't think that. I also feel that what we grew up was there was such a mystery about film people, you know, about someone you saw, especially somebody you saw on screen. Not knowing what their life was like outside the confines of this script, this character that they're playing. And you'd always romanticize it.
Correct.
You'd always kind of be like, man, this would be the kind of life that I need to have. But now, I mean, it's that magical aspect of it, I think, has kind of been stripped down. It's my turn now. Gender. I must ask.
Bhumi, you said in an interview that just because I'm an opinionated and strong girl doesn't mean that I don't believe in vanity. Somehow we can't imagine you as vain. How does this vanity express itself?
Well, for starters, I'm obsessed with just, answering on a very basic level. From a very young age, I've put in a lot of time getting ready. You know, I have like this huge box full of makeup. I spend most of my money on makeup and clothes.
So if anybody is going with you, they always need to wait for like really long?
Going with me, is it?
I mean, just your friends
No,
or
but
anybody
I'm
who's
super punctual,
heading.
but I'm only punctual at work. Otherwise, people really have to wait because I take my own, it's therapeutic. I love looking at myself and just getting dressed. I love doing my makeup. I love getting my hair done. I love it. It's a process. Honestly, it's therapeutic. It's like self-love.
Right.
You know, every time I put an
I can imagine.
eyeliner on or I get my lipstick on, I'm like, wow, Bhumi, you're great. I mean, I might sound I might sound borderline crazy. But yeah, I mean, and I think that's the fun of it, right? Because when I choose these roles that don't include any kind of gloss, my skin color's changed, my texture's changed, my hair, I don't look like the person I've always seen myself, that I've always been.
Right.
And that's the fun of it. I'm a lot more confident in front of the camera. So I don't mind showing my flaws. I actually enjoy it. I think the fact that I can disconnect from being Bhumi this easily and just play this other girl and convince people is just a thrill. You know, people actually come up to me and ask me, oh my God, you're surprised that you speak English this well. What?
Wow. How are you with compliments when people come and compliment you?
I get damn shy. I get very shy when it's got to do with my craft, but when it's got to do with my beauty, I'm upfront. I'm like, thank you.
Right.
I know. But when it comes to my craft and my work, I get damn shy.
Because there's many people like that.
Really?
Yeah, when you come and speak
Does
about...
that happen with you?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Like, I immediately deflect to something else. You know, I also feel... because somewhere when you're complimented for the work you've done, I don't know, because, I mean, of course, there is hard work and there's effort and there's all of that. But because you love what you do, it doesn't really feel that way. You know, I mean, it's like you made certain instinctive choices. And for someone to come and say, wo scene mein jo aapne, you know, and you just feel like, you know, I actually don't know if I did that much.
Yes.
Like, I really don't know. You know, I mean, of course, there was all the prep that needed to happen with readings and with the director and with the other actors. But when you're there in that moment, you just went with whatever felt right and correct and natural. And for someone to pick on that, you know, and come and say, sir, wo jo expression aapne diya tha na usme, and you're like, yaar, which expression? I'm not sure. You know, so that to me, I start getting very kind of awkward about, you know, because I feel that he's imagining or she's imagining that some serious kind of thought and effort has gone into that moment. But actually, it's not really that way. You know, you just try to be in the moment as much as you possibly can. And that makes me start feeling really, really like kind of awkward that maybe they're seeing it as rocket science where sometimes it's really
Are you comfortable watching yourself on screen?
No, not at all. It really does take me some time to kind of get cool. Like the first time, and I think it's also because I've directed a lot before I acted in films, so my eye goes to everything. You know, when I'm watching it, I cannot just be watching myself. Like I've sat with other actors who I won't name, of course, you know, and watched the film, and all they've come out is talking about, "Arey yaar, mera wo ek close up wahan par, you know, aisa tha," or, you know, whatever they'll be discussing, but about their role, and I'll be coming on, and I'll be speaking with either the director about that edit me, that one cut was not really feeling that good, you know, and that what is that performance of that person at the back, you know, maybe we should, you know, like that kind of stuff. And then the person will tell me, now sit down and tell me about what you feel about, and I'll be like, I'll have to watch it kind of again, because my mind is really like watching everything. So that, and it's something that I'm still not extremely comfortable with.
Right.
You know, I don't know why it is. I think again for the same reason that we just discussed of this compliment business. Like you feel you've done something in that moment that felt right, and now you're going to apply this the reality of today or what you're feeling today to make choices of whether yaar maine sahi kiya tha ki nahi kiya tha, you know, and sometimes that can be a little bit, it can throw me off. You know, recently ZNMD was coming on TV or something, and I was in the van somewhere, so I was just watching a little bit of it, and I was watching myself and I was in shock. I literally was. I just felt like I have no idea what I'm doing in this film, you know, and that's what happens. I mean, like I'm watching it, I'm like, man, like I feel like I'm making so many faces, you know, like my body language is so like this. And I'm like, why am I not relaxed?
But that's only you. Huh? That's only you thinking all these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
for the world,
I find it
amazing.
very... Yeah, but I find it... That's what I find really awkward, because it felt right while you were doing it there. But when I'm watching it, I was just feeling like very uncomfortable. So like, changed. Like, immediately. And now, should I ask you something?
Yes.
Maybe I can ask you about individuality.
Sure.
Bhumi, your choices usually lean toward movies that have a social message. Is this because you are inherently attracted to these roles? Or are you now getting slaughtered by the industry?
I don't think it's a typecast situation. I've always said this through my journey that right after Dam Laga Ke Haisha, I had a choice. So every film that I've done was a choice. Right. Every film I've done is something that I've wanted to do. Right. And I don't think this is something that happens very often to people when they're just starting off their career. But my first film sort of gave people the confidence that, okay, she can act, she's a performer, so let's take such work to her. And I truly feel that within our country, there's an interest in our stories, because we have such incredible stories of spirit, like we have such brilliant stories of survival, that need to be told, and that's what filmmakers are doing. I always say this, that there's been a kind of a switch of power from actors to writers and filmmakers. That's why an actor like me is thriving. I honestly feel that, because there are stories to say. So I don't think I've been typecast. I hope I've not been typecast.
No, I don't think.
And I also don't think so. I do feel that if through my cinema I can... The first thing is I want to entertain them. Right. And with that entertainment, if there's some kind of a change in dialogue, a change in the way they think, a change in their mindset, then that's great, because that's my way of servicing the society. I don't have any other tool, and especially when I was starting off, I didn't have any other tool. Now people do want to hear me out. They care about what I have to say, but when you're just starting off, they don't really, I mean, whatever.
But do you have any kind of, I don't know, just desires of this kind of genre of movie I'd like to do?
Oh, definitely. I've grown up dancing to Tu Cheez Badi Hai Mast Mast, and I'm not against dancing around trees, because there's a lot of negative connotation attached to that, but I don't agree. I feel a performance is a performance, and as an actor, I should be able to do everything. But I do have certain... I've grown up with a certain guideline, I have certain morals, I have certain principles in life, and if my character, I'm not saying that, okay, if I'm playing a negative character and she goes and kills somebody, oh no, I don't want to play a villain. No, I don't mean that. But there are certain things that I might disagree with, where the basic core of the character is concerned. By that I mean, I just don't want to be present in the film for the sake of glamour or beauty, or I just don't want that
or serve something that's misogynistic.
Correct, exactly. It won't allow me. I would be extremely unhappy doing a film like that, because it's completely against the way I think, and I can't cheat the person I am. There has to be something substantial. There has to be something important.
The truth has to be there in the performance.
Exactly, and I want to be able to do everything. I think I am balancing it out, and not getting typecast. I hope.
No, you're not at all.
Okay, okay, my turn.
Yeah. This is the one
Should we go for the last one?
I think we should.
End?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we pretty much asked each.
I think we've pretty much, It's been a fun chat.
Mediated by an Autobot, but why not? It sounded... I got to know more about you in this last 1 hour.
Likewise.
Absolutely.
A big thank you to both of you for being such thoughtful and engaging guests. We wish you all the best for your future projects. It's been such a pleasure listening to you. Thanks again.